Talk to my water bottle. Hello. Can you hear me? Tom, test Dennis.
There it is. There it is. Got it.
Blue. I gotcha. Did you hear all? But you wouldn't know it inside Lucas Oil Stadium. You know, this show might well not have happened were it not for that roof tonight. But happen it did, and we have been treated to some phenomenal performances. Now we see how those performances translate to numbers. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Those of you who've been following this webcast live and folks now joining in from around the country. Oh boy, it has been absolutely something. Steve Rondinero, Dennis DeLucia. You know, this has been a season of great shows, intense competition, and record crowds. We just heard more than 22,000 plus here at Lucas Oil tonight. 2016 has been a great year for Drum Corps.
Great year from beginning to end. I mean, when we did the tour premiere show way back in June, and we were blown away at how great everybody was on opening night.
And it carried right over here into championship week. We've had 3 nights of competition, and it goes to show you never give up, because the Boston Crusaders are here in 12th, and they did that by strength of their performance in the semis. They were able to leap above the Madison Scouts by just a few tenths, and that's how intense it can get here in this last week.
That's all it takes. I mean, those groupings were so closely packed together in terms of, 1, 2, and 3 was so close, and then all the way down, there were groups that were just tenths or half a tenth.
Yeah, I mean, just listen to this. Blue Coats came in here tonight less than 3 tenths ahead of the Devils. Crown was less than a tenth behind them, so only .338 separates our top 3. And yes, I have this because inside is a calculator, because we may need that tonight with all these decimal points.
Well, on prelim night, Thursday, the spread opened up a little bit, And then last night in the semifinals, there was virtually no spread, the top three. So anything can happen tonight, Steve, anything.
Absolutely, and the performances we saw were just, and heard, just phenomenal. I mean, Crown came out, and I think still, and that's what gets me. Finals night, they still find a way to somehow tweak it another half a notch. Crown, I think, was better tonight than last night. Devils and the Bluecoats just blew this place apart. They find that extra gear on finals night.
And they all have a certain niche. I mean, Santa Clara's visual program is just magnificent. It's a work of art. The Bluecoats just, with the high energy, just a magnificent top-to-bottom program. Crown with that horn line, a much improved drum line, outstanding color guard. Blue Devils just move like nobody else. And I'm telling you, anything can happen, literally.
Let's get Will's perspective. He's going to be talking to the winning drum major tonight. Will also did the arranging for Phantom. You've got quite a subplot there, Will, with the whole sickness thing in Phantom, but boy, it sure didn't seem to affect him tonight.
No, to say the least, those guys have worked so hard this week. But, the nice part about this, splitting both jobs for me, is I've gotten to tour the country with a lot of these young people and see how hard they work. And so I love that tonight is a chance to reward them and honor them for the hard work they put in for so many months and then all the way through this tour. But at the same time, dang it, this competitive part makes it so much fun, too, to have this close of a race at the top. I said to my wife right before the show, these last three corps are going to turn it on tonight because they are all fighting for the same thing, and they sure did.
Absolutely. It has been something to behold. And we do have a paid attendance figure, 22,214. It's a record in Indy. Will, you've been on the sideline as the drum major. Tell me what that crowd feedback does to that corps out on the field.
Oh, there's nothing like it. I mean, when you think about from the perspective of the members, when they're rehearsing all day, just playing for their staff, playing for their members, their comrades, when all of a sudden you get under the lights in uniform in front of a crowd that is begging you to give them a great performance, it changes everything about the energy, and it changes everything about the experience. And being down here on the field to watch a couple of these corps tonight, you can tell that they react and respond to that energy, and it translates into their performance.
How is it different on finals night? I made the point that everybody seems to ratchet it up a notch. What's the extra Jones with finals night? Nothing left to lose?
Well, for a lot of these students, they know immediately it's going to be their last performance, and so they've taken the whole summer getting instruction, getting changes, getting enhancements, and now tonight, finals night, is the night that the show is completely theirs. It is their opportunity to show the work that they've done all summer long, and I think there's just a different character to that. It's not necessarily a sentimental, we have to do everything like it's the last time, but it's just taking every bit of the work that has happened up to that point and putting it into a performance environment. But the crowd, having 22,000 people here to support and energize you at the beginning of a show sure changes a lot about the perspective from the performer.
Yeah, you did that from the staff side with the Bridgman, and how about it from the staff perspective, from an old guy?
You had to drop that in, didn't you? You just had to drop that in. Well, first of all, you mentioned the Bridgman. Of course, the Bridgman were here last night in exhibition and again this afternoon in Sound Sport. A wonderful, wonderful moment for me, and I hope for the crowd. But Will is right. There's nothing like finals. There's nothing anywhere like finals. You see the biggest crowd you've seen all year. There's more at stake. Everybody just turns it on. There's wild stuff in the tunnel coming out. There's just a different feeling, period.
Yep, corps are getting ready now to come out for the awarding of scores, the retreat, as we call it. We used to do this with every show, but it's something we save now for championship finals night. All the corps massed back out here on the crowd, the big finale out on the field. And what a thrill it's got to be for these kids from Academy. First time in the finals. Corps been around, it's been 10 years since they won their Class A, right?
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
I got to try this. Wait a minute. He's got the tight shot, but I got to try this. Huh? The wink, is it the same? Did it work as well?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
It was worth a try.
No.
Okay. The U.S. Marines are going to play everybody on. Our love affair with the Marine Drum and Bugle Corps continues here at Drum Corps International. They just wowed the place. in the opening ceremonies, and they're going to play everybody on here with those magnificent GF bugles.
You know, we've had a chance to meet some of the guys and ladies in the Corps, and the son of a very dear friend, Rich Paul, back in Jersey, is now in this drum corps. Very thrilled for him.
They tell me they've done some great recruiting. About 70% now are former Corps kids in this Marine Drum and Bugle Corps.
Sure. Do you remember Inspection, Steve?
Inspection. These guys could pass it.
Well, they would win every night.
Once the Corps get the cue to come out on the field, the spectacle shall begin. People are up and moving about, but not many have left because they could see history tonight. The burning question, will we crown a new first-time ever champion? Reliable Rondo went out on the limb a couple nights ago and said that would happen. We'll see how prophetic. The other thing is, well, several other plots playing out, but Academy being out here the first time. We also had a pretty tight grouping there with the Cavaliers and the Cadets.
All those brackets. Did you just say pathetic?
No.
You said pathetic, didn't you?
I did?
Or prophetic?
Prophetic.
Oh, you were prophetic.
Prophetic, not pathetic.
Just wanted to be sure. We are stretching, folks. Can you tell?
It's the internet, you know. We could do what we need to do. But we do thank you for tuning in and being part of a record season for Drum Corps International. We had record attendance in a number of major venues. The regionals drew in a big way, celebrated a 40th anniversary in Allentown this summer. That was something. Here we go. Now we're starting out. Here comes the Academy. They put the Corps in Drum Corps International this year.
What a great show this was. A fan favorite. Certainly one of my favorites, that's for sure. They were in 11th place both Thursday and Friday night.
And listen to the ovation they get from this crowd. Here's a highlight from earlier tonight. The Boston Crusaders. They never gave up, and here they are tonight.
One of the most significant flip-flops between Thursday night prelims, Friday night semifinals. Put them into finals in 12th place with a show called Quixotic. Their score last night, 85.525. Windmills, Impossible Dream, and a really intriguing synthesizer girl, huh?
The Blue Stars from La Crosse, Wisconsin. Their show called La Rêve, all about a dream. Rather pleasant dream, finishing here in 10th in the finals, or in the semifinals coming in.
Ninth coming in.
Ninth, sorry.
89.475. A show inspired in part by a program in Las Vegas, one of the La Cirque shows.
Here's a taste. Texas rides again. The Crossmen started the season strong, and they never look back, Dennis. A well-conceived show called Continuum.
Really a terrific show. They were 10th, both prelims and semifinals. Made finals at 87.65. Images of Infinity. Really intriguing and very colorful show.
Fans in the stands enjoying the Marine Drum and Bugle Corps, playing everybody on with standards and traditional marches. As Phantom Regiment comes to the field, the Phantomettes in the lead. A very elegant color guard every year. They did it for me tonight, Dennis. Thank you, Mr. Pitts. They gave me my "Let Me Love You" moments, Phantom.
Color guard looks great, and Will Pitt's brass arrangements were just wonderful. I was so happy for this drum corps. They had the illness, Steve, just a couple of days ago, and here they are doing a great job tonight.
Yeah, at one point in the season, they had to do a standstill about a week and a half before finals. There were so many kids out sick. Everybody coming back just in time, nice and strong. Here's a taste of what they put on the field tonight. Next, the Denver Blue Knights, a very ethereal show. Interesting uniforms. You see the two-tone pant legs, two-tone shoes. It must have been a lot of fun when they put the shoe order in the off season.
I was told they actually had to paint the one shoe.
Okay.
They couldn't buy the silver shoe.
Well, it worked. A beautiful use of color out there with that corps and spatial effects and brass and percussion.
It was 7th, 91.625, the great event.
be next Thursday night when the sun goes down, Dennis, because it's going to happen.
Yes, it is, Steve. I can't wait.
Hey, some two-tone stuff here. Will, what'd you think of that Respighi when the cadets were out there with Awakening?
Talk about it, a perfect use of trombone in terms of the really classical, dark sound that they're able to get. But again, the color guard's such a huge part of that production.
The statues came to life. That show was originally called Stoned. In the off-season, they changed the name, but I saw some collector item T-shirts around.
Yeah, almost two shows in one. The Respighi half and then the kind of modernistic half. Really, the two programs, Will.
Music of John Mackey, great current modern composer who has really embraced this activity as an interesting outlet, and it's been fun to get his perspective about it.
Mackey's been here this week watching the chorus perform. Here's a taste of what the cadets did earlier. Comes a green machine. Not a lot of green, but enough. You still know who they are. Cavaliers, the show was propaganda. Very powerful and provocative.
High energy. They were 6th in prelims and moved up to 5th last night in semifinals.
Hey, look, they got the green sleeves on for us tonight.
Look at that.
It's one of my favorite parts of the show, the Make the Green Machine Green Again sign. I don't know if you saw that floating around on the field.
Yes.
That and the collision of the Hillary and the Trump signs.
Great.
Let's give you a taste. Cavaliers. Cavaliers lighting the place up tonight. The big fan base here, and they really let it rip when the Cavies came out. Getting a little boxed up in the corner, but we're getting folks out. There's Santa Clara. You know, I'm watching Santa Clara, and I'm thinking, why do I like this so much? And then I said, wait a minute. No heavy plot lines, no narration, no over-amplification of synthesized sounds. It's just good drum corps, and they march really well, and they play really well.
You're sounding old now, you know that, right?
Well, I like that stuff with other corps, but Santa Clara was just, they were superb doing drum corps.
Pete Weber's drill is a work of art, absolutely magnificent, as is the percussion arranging of Paul and Sandy Rennick, JD's brass arrangements. It's a wonderful, wonderful program.
Yeah, just, it's a quality that we love.
just something, that Santa Clara image.
Yeah, and another element of this drum corps that I think is so crucial to why we love this show is the fantastic color guard. Color guard has done such a great job bringing this incredible music that we love so much to life. They just complement each other so well.
There's Crown in the tunnel. They just announced them in the stadium, and you can hear by the ovation that they had the crowd on their side tonight as well.
They were really good tonight. That horn line, my goodness.
They were relentless with their steampunk spaghetti western. Will mercy prevail? And they had the color guard to go along with that horn line.
Oh, the synergy of music and visual with this drum corps is just astounding. You know, we talk about the technical nature of what they're playing, but then the way they move, it's just unreal.
Now, this is something I've not noticed before. In the color guard, I see members with crowns on. I wonder if that's their age-out thing.
I think that is typically the age-outs in the color guard wear crowns.
That's pretty cool. All right, well, let's get a little of that steampunk spaghetti western from Carolina Crown. And mercy does prevail in the end. I wonder if Kevin Smith will have that stagecoach in his driveway after the season. Carolina Crown. Folks, all right, here's the big scoop. We are looking at the recap. And we're going to be able to tell you who won what captions, and then we'll tell you what. There ain't no sweeps here on this recap. It's going to be very interesting. Dennis will not get in trouble for giving you the sub-captions.
God, what a teaser, Steve. Jeez.
For once.
The field is filling up here. We got 2 more to go. Here come the Blue Devils from Concord, California, as dreams are made on.
Steve, what a 9-year run. They've won 6 gold, 3 silver in the last 9 years. They're sitting in second after semifinals with a score of 96.988.
What I love about this drum corps, them going on towards the end, every time we do this show, we're always downstairs watching their finals run, and to see the quality of individual performer to performer, it's pretty overwhelming.
Here's a taste of the Devils from earlier tonight.
East
Yes, indeed. Lucas Oil Stadium, once again the scene of several mass trombonings here tonight. You know, it just came 40 years too late for me.
Yeah, you could have been a star.
I could have been a star with a slip horn.
Could have been a contender.
Trombones and French horns used quite effectively out here by several corps tonight.
Well, and then again, the nice thing about the Trend is it's not just using it for the sake of using it. They're serving an actual musical purpose, and it's something that I think really is contributing to the musical package of what's going on with all these programs.
Adds unique colors and shapes to the tone patterns. It's been interesting, the adaptation of some of this new instrumentation.
And it goes without saying, the quality of the percussion ensemble, quality of the color guard, again, complementing so much of what goes on musically with this drum corps.
Steve, what do you think? Are clarinets next?
No.
Okay.
Next topic. Well, Blue Devils, can they repeat, or will we crown a different corps or a brand new first-time ever champion? That is the question on everybody's mind, and here comes the It Corps of the year. They created a sensation here in the season opener in Indy. They have not let up since. The Blue Coats.
You know, they've knocked on the door the last couple of years with Tilt and Kinetic Noise. They were first in prelim night. They were first again last night in semifinals. Let's see what happens tonight.
Being down here at field level for their show, the energy level is just amazing.
Yeah, we were right up close to the wing here. We got it firsthand. It's pretty incredible.
And if you can't tell, they just got announced in the stadium, that Call of Blue. Let's have a look at the highlights. Do not try that at home.
Now I want to know what they're doing with those.
Yeah,
Somebody
they're going
trying
to start
buy-
a skate park.
Yeah.
Boy, just a whole new look, a whole new bag, a whole new thing. Dean Westman told us, that first season they were inspired by a dance troupe
Motion House.
that tries to break through that fourth dimension. So they took a stab at it on the football field. The energy level is what strikes me.
Well, the energy, I mean, that was a total production. I mean, every single element, every member, the props, I mean, it all just worked. The crowd just responded. Every night we saw them, Steve,
Right.
the crowd responded every single night.
From an entertainment perspective, I mean, what else are we asking them to do but to create something that engages the audience every second of what's happening?
And as a purist, I said this before, with 13 speaker towers and everything else, music that's totally unfamiliar, I should not like this. But I love it, and I want more of it.
And again, Pink Floyd, one of my favorite
Yeah.
musical moments of the whole summer. to
Pink
say the
Floyd was
least.
phenomenal. But it takes a very talented corps and a very good staff to be able to do what they did. Well, everybody's out here. That's one of my favorite sights of the year right there. A field full of phenomenal performers.
Great ovation for the Marine Drum and Bugle Corps as well.
Yep. Here come the drum majors, called front and center as the moment of truth draws near. This stadium is going to erupt one way or another when we get to that number 2 and number 1 call. May erupt a few times in between as well. As always about this time in the show, we hand it over to field announcer Brant Crocker.
Affecting their final performances of the 2016 Drum Corps International Summer Tour. Please direct your attention to the video boards and let's take one final look at the 2016 World Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, before we announce the results of tonight's competition, Drum Corps International would like you to join them in showing appreciation to the parents and family members of our performers this evening for their encouragement and support of the pursuit of excellence. We'd also like to thank the band directors, music teachers, and color guard instructors all over the world who are responsible for the education and development of the outstanding young men and women who performed for you this evening. Music is an important part of a quality education for students of all ages. We urge you to visit supportmusic.com and learn how to keep music education programs strong in your community. Thank you. Presenting tonight's awards are DCI Executive Director Dan Atchison and the 2016 George Bonfiglio Chairman's Award winner, John Turner. In 12th place, with a score of 84.8, the Boston Crusaders.
Okay, back.
Named for the former director of the Troopers and founding member of Drum Corps International who passed away in 1994, the Jim Jones Leadership Award is given each year to one world and one open class drum major who exhibits unparalleled leadership qualities, chosen by a committee of DCI Hall of Fame members and presented by DCI Hall of Fame member Gene Montrastelli. This year's World Class Award goes to Austin Baker from the Cavaliers.
One more.
In 11th place and a score of 81.6. 11th place and a score of 86.1. 86.1, the Academy. In 10th place, with a score of 86.975, 86.975, the Crossmen. Drum Corps International Caption Awards are determined by averaging the scores of prelims, semifinals, and finals. The George Zingali Award for Best Color Guard goes to Carolina Crown. In 9th place, and a score of 89.05, 89.05, the Blue Stars. The John Brazali Best Visual Performance Award goes to Carolina Crown. In 8th place, with a score of 89.963, 89.963, Phantom Regiment. The Jim Ott Award for Best Brass Performance, presented by Michael Canote and Rick Kam, goes to Carolina Crown. In 7th place, and a score of 90.738, 90.738, the Blue Knights. In 6th place, with a score of 92.763, 92.763, the Cadets. The Fred Sanford Award for Best Percussion Performance goes to the Santa Clara Vanguard, presented by Pete Emmons.
All right. I'm going to give us a chance to get the drum out. You got it, man. Good job.
In fifth place, with a score of 94.025, 94.025, the Cavaliers. In fourth place, and a score of 95.3, 95.3, the Santa Clara Vanguard.
Great job, Vanguard. You probably know these guys.
The Don Angelico Award for Best Overall General Effect goes to the Bluecoats. Receiving the bronze medal tonight with a score of 97.088, 97.088, Carolina Crown. Receiving the silver medal with a score of 97.250, 97.25, the Blue Devils. Receiving the gold medal and recipient of the Founders Trophy, the 2016 Drum Corps International World Champion with a score of 97.65, 97.65, the Bluecoats. Drum majors, you may return to your units. Winning drum majors, we invite you to come forward into the winner's circle. Drum majors, you are dismissed.
I'm here with Samuel Crawford, drum major of the world champion Bluecoats. First of all, Samuel, what's it feel like to hear that?
Man, it is unbelievable. We worked so hard this season, and we had such a positive environment, and it's just fantastic to see it come to fruition. And even if we hadn't won, we would have been satisfied with our performance. Just getting to hug one another off the field after the show was over was unlike anything I've ever experienced, and we're so excited.
Now, coming into this finals night, this show obviously electrifying audiences. What is this 22,000 people? How does this crowd affect the way you perform?
Oh my goodness, like I can't see the crowd from my point of view, but people told me that they were standing up from part one all the way to the end. So it was wonderful to feed off of that energy and be able to perform with them and perform for them. And it was just a fantastic experience for all of us.
Well, congratulations, Samuel Crawford and the world champion Bluecoats.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Tyler Grant says no.
Sounds pretty cool, yes indeed. And look at those Bluecoats and Blue Devils out there hugging in the crown, folks. That's what it's all about right there. These three corps back and forth all season long. But history made here tonight, a new first time ever champion, Dennis.
Thursday night on the theater broadcast, Steve, we speculated that we might see two firsts. That if Academy held on, that would be the first time ever in finals. And if the Bluecoats held on to their first place seed, they would be the first. That would be first time gold medal for the Bluecoats. It both happened tonight. But what a show!
Let the record show Reliable Rondo got it right. But here's the interesting thing, folks. As you listen to those caption awards, you would have thought that perhaps this was Carolina Crown's title. Let's remind you that that was a cumulative average of the prelims, semis, and finals. You look at tonight's finals recap, Dennis, and it tells a little bit of a different story.
Yeah, exactly. If you're just looking at tonight, the Blue Devils won color guard and the Blue Devils won visual, but on the three-night average, Crown won visual and color guard. The other caption awards stayed as were announced.
But the Bluecoats put enough numbers together in that general effect caption. That's really, Will, what pulled them through these three nights.
Yeah, and I think that's been a strength of them the whole time, but a pretty significant spread here tonight in terms of that caption alone, definitely setting them apart. I mean, we're hearing 97.088, 97.25, and then the Bluecoats at 97.65. Still pretty close in the scheme of how we see these things go down.
Well, they won by 4/10. They won general effect by 6/10. There it is, Steve.
And those of you who are listening at this point on the internet know that the blue, that's the special way we show affection for those Bluecoats, and I have never heard it louder in my life.
This
than
was a
tonight.
special version tonight, to say the least.
Here is the recap. Now these are the wider caption breakdowns from tonight, and you can see the Bluecoats with a pretty handy bulge there in general effect, and that's all it took.
Also to note, Bluecoats winning music as well, pretty significant for them.
Yes.
Carolina Crown, oh boy, I don't know as I've ever seen a bronze show of that caliber. Here is the rest of the top 12. I don't know as I remember an 11th place corps getting a spirited standing ovation like Academy did when their score was announced.
That's a special moment tonight for sure.
Drum Corps fans have fallen in love with them this year. Let's hope they can keep that role going with an entertaining, accessible show.
You know, it's interesting. The Bluecoats won music, but Santa Clara won percussion, the percussion part of music, and Crown won the brass part of music, but the Bluecoats won music. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. That's the kind of season it's been. That is the kind of season it's been. But as we have said for how long, it really ultimately, in most cases, comes down to who takes general effect.
Always.
Definitely an exciting moment for this organization, being so close the last couple of years.
Bronze, a silver, and now the gold, and Academy, which we should point out that playing the music of Michael Klesch, Michael says he'll be back with them next year, so I just hope that court can build on. Well, they've done that, though. They have done accessible, fan-friendly shows. Last year was Mary Poppins.
They've created a reputation for accessibility that I think is an image and an identity that they're happy to have.
And Dennis, how cool is that to see the Fred Sanford Award go home to Santa Clara?
You know, Yamaha and Remo put that together with a wonderful picture of Fred. That's the first time that's been used on the percussion trophy. And those of you who don't remember who Fred Sanford was, he really was in the early 70s the leader in percussion arranging and teaching. And we all owe a great debt, gratitude toward Fred Sanford.
And the Rennicks definitely carrying the torch in terms of setting the bar of what we expect from percussion writing and performance.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, wow, what a season it has been. It's time for us to put a wrap on it, but it's kind of like I don't want it to end. This has been a phenomenal season. Absolutely phenomenal.
The best.
Guys, it's been a pleasure working with you once again. Our folks in the truck and on the cameras, top shelf production people. It's always an honor to work with Ted's team here. On behalf of the whole gang, I'm Steve Rondinero. Thanks for joining us. A great night, a great way to end a phenomenal season. See you back here next year.